being a bit of a handful. But hopefully she will consent to go forward, and Richard will be calling them home.
Yes, so runners last coup going forward. And they are International Angel and Matilda Picotte. Matilda Picotte will head into the stalls for this Whispering Angel Oaks Tree Stakes, Group 3, 7 furlongs. And they are all in. International Angel, the last to complete the line. And they're off and racing. And from the stalls, a little bit slow out was Dream of Love, breaking well, fast response, and International Angel towards the inside. But Matilda Picotte it is who pierces the gloom early on, in company with Glen Laurel and the keen Sydney Arms Chelsea. The grey horse International Angel with fast response in the noseband, also racing close to the leaders with Breege, white-faced Juliet Sierra, behind those white Moonlight. That's the horse in the blue colours. They're already beginning the turn. American Kestrel comes next from Magical Sunset, Dream of Love, as American Kestrel was awkward there. Sicilian Defence and Sam de Rian, the two international challengers, are currently towards the rear of the field. So they're about to make their way down the hill inside the final half mile. Matilda Picotte striding on with purpose, with Sydney Arms Chelsea, and the left-hand side is Fast Response. Glen Laurel heading over to this near side in company with International Angel. Breeze tracks them up in company with White Moonlight, who's improving, going quite well, the blue colours, as they make their way down with 2 furlongs to go. Fast Response towards the centre of the racecourse. The grey International Angel and Matilda Picotte with Breege between that pair. Then Glen Laurel as they make their way down with 1.5 furlongs to go. And it's the grey International Angel who has the lead from Matilda Picotte. Then towards the outside, the white-faced Dream of Love breaks cover. Breege and Glen Laurel are still there with Magical Sunset. International Angel hanging out to the centre. Breege, Glen Laurel, and now Magical Sunset on the near side with a real thrust. It's Magical Sunset, who's moved right through the lead, hanging right-handed, but she is doing enough. Magical Sunset, the Kevin Stott, beat into second place Breege. Third was Dream of Love, then Glen Laurel. Behind those was Juliet Sierra, came home fifth. Sydney Arms Chelsea, White Moonlight, Matilda Picotte was next. Fast Response and International Angel couldn't see it through as they got weary. Sam de Rian, Sicilian Defence, never involved, and then American Kestrel. More like a National Hunt finish, but it was Magical Sunset who began to get rolling inside the last, more towards the near side, and has run down Breege. The two of them 2 lengths clear from Dream of Love. Those that challenged towards the left just seem to hang out to the centre and flounder. Magical Sunset did herself slightly in the final 50 yards, but she didn't flounder. Glen Laurel home is fourth, Juliet Sierra, then International Angel, White Moonlight, and Sydney Arms Chelsea. Magical Sunset, Kevin Stott coming in for the ride after Olivia Moralda was taken out. Wins for Ammo Racing, and another success at the meeting for Richard Hannon.
Yeah, the Hannon horses are in really good form. They've got a big chance in our next race. They've been talking up Bahir in the Molecombe. Right, Megan Nichols, you roared this one home. At the moment, didn't look as though you had that much chance.
Well, no, in fairness, Magical Sunset suffered plenty of interference herself in the last couple of furlongs, and it wasn't till here that Kevin got an opening and managed to really ask her for an effort. Once she did hit the fronts or upsides, she had a bit of a look, and her ears were pricked, so she certainly had a run around under pressure. And you can see there, half furlong pole, she's flicked an ear. I think there was a little bit of pressure from both sides on Glen Laurel there. Head on will tell us more, but ultimately the filly does love this ground, and Kevin will be delighted, no doubt.
Let's hear from him with Ollie.
Yeah, and once again, it's sort of going to be the defining point of these interviews. This is a horse that's relished conditions. She's actually shown in the past that she really thrives on ground similar to this, and you flew home on it.
Yeah, we were drawn quite wide, Ollie, and I was just trying to get a position, and we got pushed wide, come around the bend, and I kind of got half stopped in my run between the 3 to the 2, and to be fair, to pick up again after having to check and still win with a bit in hand, because she was just pricking her old ears a bit.
Yeah. Did she roll around in the final furlong?
Yeah, if you notice her ears was just flicking a little bit, and she was just kind of half pulling up with me a little bit. So, but no, she, like you say, she's won on similar ground as a 2-year-old, and she's won on quicker ground. So she's obviously a bit versatile when it comes to that.
When you're running over the sort of round course there, if you like, does it matter being drawn wide if you're all coming over to this side, or is that actually slightly advantageous?
I mean, I was quite lucky that the gaps kind of came when they did, because they all came over, and when you're drawn wide and you're not up where the pace is and they all come across, you kind of got nowhere to go. But I was lucky that the gaps opened, and yeah, she picked up nicely, and like I said, she got stopped and she picked up again. So yeah, fair play to her.
I know we say this after every sort of big festival winner for Ammo Racing, but it seems like the good times just aren't stopping for you guys. They keep rolling major festival to major festival. It's been a great season so far.
It's been a very good season. We've got some nice horses, Ollie, and hopefully we can keep building on that. And yeah, we'll have to see what happens. We still got a couple of nice 2-year-olds that hasn't ran yet.
Do you have names?
To be quite honest, I don't know the names.
We'll ask Meg.
Ask Meg.
Well done today.
Thanks, sir.
Right, Megan, you need to find out who those 2-year-olds are for our viewers. Here comes the latest winner, though. You might have been in trouble if Olivia Morelda had run. Who knows how it might have played out. It might have been on the wrong one. He was on the right one here for the Hannon team, who are going great guns. There is Richard with his back to us, with Bahir to come in the next. 18-1 the winner. Breege was the one, when you saw the head on, Breege was the one that came across, but in truth it was all slow motion. The 4-1 joint favourite, Dream of Love, was third. Why are you looking at me like that, Megan?
No, I just wanted to add, I'm absolutely delighted for Richard Hannon as well, because he's honestly been so unlucky. I think he's had more seconds for Ammo Racing this year than anyone. It's been so frustrating for him. So the fact that he's got a big winner at a big festival, he'll be absolutely delighted.